This is Reverend Ruth Ansari Bar with Angel Healing Ministries, and we are out here in West Hills Park. It's been a while since I've been up to this vortex. I'm standing either in it or near it. It's been a while since I've been out here, and I'm just enjoying the silence. I had quite the day yesterday and today and the whole Wednesday, and this was like the perfect solution to like come out here and just enjoy. And I miss being out here. I'm hoping to be out here more often, but I did say as the weather gets better, you'll see me in different locations. This is one of my other many places that I normally come and hang out in, West Hills Park, up by the Roundsop Road entrance, around by the dog parks. This is one of my many places I hang out too. Anywho, what I want to, we're going to talk, our mission statement is: our mission is to guide you on your path to find God while we support you with love and light and show you how important truth and faith are on your path back to God. And show you how important truth and faith are on your path back to God. Today was a special day. I'm reconnecting with friends and, spending time in the silence. And I just reconnected with a friend from the gathering that I hadn't seen in a while. And my friend Rick thought maybe me and her would have a lot of connection. So I'm looking forward to being out in this area some more. Anyhow, what I want to talk about is reconnecting and being in the silence. Being in the silence is like a really great feeling, because this is where, when you're in the silence, it's easy to connect to God and the universe. When you're in the silence, I mean, you can connect to God and the universe anywhere, but when you're specifically in a vortex, my friends, right in the middle of one, usually the message are a lot clearer, that go up to heaven, to God, and it's really a great place to be. And I mean, I miss having the silence. One of the things I missed about working on weekends was being out here in nature and not being able to enjoy the silence. I mean, all you hear are the birds and that occasional plane that crosses over. You hear very vaguely the road, but you can hear a lot of the birds. You might hear a lot of birds in the background. I think those are robins, I'm not sure. Or maybe they're cardinals. They're a little bit of everything. And it's just so great to be back out here where I used to be, and just being around and allowing my energy to be free and go. I always surround myself with that white golden light and a Mother, Father, God. And when I start to talk, it seems like my energy reaches all the animals in the wood, and they start to sing along and everything. You can all hear them in the background. But this is one of the most amazing things that I live for here on earth, is going to these wonderful parks and visiting with friends and stuff like that. And it's a great escape from the everyday life. And I miss it. And being in the silence right here, right now, I'm at my happiest moment. I'm figuring things out. I'm making plans. I'm figuring how to take care of stuff. I'm relaxing. Any kind of stress is starting to fade away. And that's one of the reasons we go to the silence to pray or meditate, because it really helps us to connect, to reconnect with friends, with God. And sometimes when you feel disconnected, it can be rough. You feel like you're like, yes, just the other day, I felt like I had a day from who knows where. If you want to say in other terms, you know what I mean, where all the dark forces reign. But this is more like being in heaven for me here. And just being where I am, surrounded by nature, has always been a thing. And I get to think straight. I get to figure my next step, my next path. I get to relax and go home and be stress-free when I go home and handle things at home. Many of us should take time to spend time in the silence. It's definitely one way to connect to God and the universe, and to your inner self and your being, your spiritual being. And it's just that feeling, because you get to walk around nature and see all the beauty. And right now we're in the midst of spring and fall, kind of, fall is gone and spring is starting. So in a couple of weeks, what's going to happen, all these trees are going to have leaves on them, and they're going to be all green again. And there's some green bushes around and stuff like that, but it's just so beautiful. I mean, even though it's barren right now, so it's that all the trees are still sleeping. Those that are awake are budding. It's still beautiful over here in West Hills Park. And I enjoy that. How many of you out there enjoy going into nature and just being who you are and existing as part of one with nature and singing, chanting, walking? I enjoy both. I like to like walk in nature and just feel it. And I like to reconnect with spirit and with God and with friends that I haven't seen in a while. My trips out to Huntington and Miller Place and all these other places out east were always great for me because I had friends all over. I don't have as many now because years have changed, pandemic, people come and go, and it's just this is one of my favorite places. Things with the car, stuff, little things stop me. And I need to not let that happen because there are ways to still enjoy everything and still continue to work well with it. I mean, this past week I had a rough day at school where I worked. I was in the ER for high blood pressure, and it's just because I just got overwhelmed. I guess there were just so many things happening at once, and I got overwhelmed with the situation. And it resulted in a high blood pressure where it spiked to 200. I'm okay now, but I need to do this more often. I need to walk more. I need to get out in nature more. I need to change my diet. And that's why I have my friends Terry and Rick and a couple other people that I'm going to be, Maria. All these people are going to be people that I'm going to be talking to because I need to change that diet so I can reconnect to my being, to my whole being, and to who I am, and reconnect to who I am myself, and reconnect to spirit and God, and reconnect to let go of the anxiety that I've been feeling all this time. But that's why I go out into the silence. The silence is one way to help me release and let go of so much. And just being here with my eyes closed and listening to the birds singing and feeling the wind upon my face. It's a little chilly, but yet I can feel my whole entire body relaxing and my blood pressure dropping, and getting back into the shape of things. But that's why we have the silence, my friends. The silence is there for a reason. It's there to help us get through whatever we need to get through. And when we do, it's an amazing feeling. And I love it, I mean, I've had this old thing for so long. I got it at one of my places that I go and hang out at in, where is it? It's up in northeast Norwich. It's up in that lovely little place up there where the castle is. And I found this here by the Stargates. So I've had this star stick since 2017, and it helps me locate different things. It helps me ground to the earth and helps me, walk on steep hills, things like that. But my friends, it's just going back to the silence. I know I jump around. Silence is like a feeling. You can reach that feeling when you're home, but it's much easier when you go into nature to find that feeling of silence and just, listening and stuff. You might be able to hear the birds that I'm hearing out there. And it's definitely a good feeling to be here right now in the silence and reconnecting with friends and with nature and God. I mean, we're still connected, but this really makes the connection stronger when you're right out in the middle of a vortex and the energy is flowing upward toward the heaven. So they say that it's the best place to reconnect when you're in the silence because you connect to the powers that be, the forces of nature, Mother Earth. You connect to all those forces, and you feel you feel the oneness with you and them. And it's like I said, it's a sense of peace. Just listening, my friends. Listen, just listen to this. You might hear a little bit of sound instead of the sound of my voice. That's an airplane. But listen carefully. That one's coming from the right, that bird. I can't quite see it, but I can hear it. And then you've got the airplane. Like I said, an occasional airplane crosses over, and it's way up there somewhere. You can't see it. It's like I'm standing in a tower of trees right now, reaching the sky. And I'm just so happy to be here in the silence right now. Take a minute just to listen or two, and close your eyes, even 5. See all that you hear? Just the birds and the wind rustling through the trees. See, that's the kind of feeling that I get. I feel at peace. I feel empowered while I'm here in this beautiful sanctuary called West Hills Park, right in the middle of the vortex. I'm standing smack in the middle of the vortex, actually. And the vortex itself has really taken over the park itself. It really has filled it with so much energy, and you could see where it's made its mark because it rounds out some of the areas here. But still, this is being in the midst of quiet and silence. Try it, Just take a minute, go outside and just close your eyes and listen for a minute and see what you can hear, my friends. Because when you're in the silence, you can focus and clear with clarity. Thanks. We love you. Namaste. And this is Reverend Ruth on Starry Bar with Angel Healing Ministries. And if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe. We love you. Namaste. Thanks. I'm just gonna let I'm gonna let some of the nature sounds fade off with the thing.